Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So, yesterday we were talking about control flow tasks, right? We had seen data flow task, execute SQL task, analysis services processing task, we discuss later, bulk insert task, data profiling, execute package task, and execute process task. And only theoretically we are just saying it. So tomorrow we'll start the practical implementation of all these things. Okay. Na? So let me open SSIS. Go to start dev environment. Go to start dev environment. Click on this. Now you will be able to get Visual Studio and click on the project that has been created already. If you wanted to create a new project, go to File, New Project. Okay, sorry. Go to File, New Project. If you wanted to create a new project, go here and expand Integration Services. Click on this and choose the first one, Integration Services Project. Then the project name you can say SSIS Demos, right? And you can mention where is that you wanted to store the project. I would like to store the project not in the C drive. Click on the browse button. You will be able to go to D drive, and in the D drive you can create a folder, or you can simply select the folder. You should be able to store this project and make sure you're choosing this one, Integration Services Project. Azure and Wizard don't need. Choose this and click on OK. This is how you will be able to create a new project. If you wanted to open the existing project, means you have to click on the recent. Click on this. So this project is stored in DSSIS and I am opening the existing one. So as soon as you open it, you will be able to get a toolbox, Solution Explorer. If you close the Solution Explorer, you can go to View menu, get the Solution Explorer. If you close the toolbox, means click on this icon, SSIS toolbox, you will be able to get it. So now the next activity we'll discuss is file system task. Also we discussed. File system means operating system. So if you wanted to work with the files and folders, operating system will have only files and folders, right? If you wanted to create a file, delete a file, rename a file, move a file, copy a file, whatever you wanted to do, that can be done with the help of a file system. File system means operating system. File system means what? Operating system. Operating system means Windows or Linux, right? In your operating system, what will you do? Always you do either create a files or create a folders, or delete a file, delete a folder, or copy a file, copy a folder, move a file, move a folder. So all the activities you will be able to do with the file system task is creating files and folders or moving the files and folders. The next one is called FTP task. It's very, very important. So we will be implementing all of them in tomorrow's demo class. Okay. So the next one is FTP task. FTP means download and upload data files, manage directories on servers. Clear? So what is the meaning of FTP? FTP means Google Drive. What is a Google Drive? Google Drive means if you wanted to store some files or videos or audios and you wanted to share it to your friend. So what you can do? You can create a Google Drive and you can upload your file, or they can download the file or the audio video. So Google Drive is nothing but a FTP task, FTP server. Let me tell you what is FTP. FTP is your OneDrive or Google Drive. So you have let us say you have a computer on the cloud server, on the online. Clear? So I have a server called FTP server. FTP means file transfer protocol server. This is equivalent to Google Drive. This is a computer. This is nothing but a computer, and this computer you can access online. So if I wanted to work with the Google Drive, so I can go to Google Drive. What is a Google Drive? It is a computer in the online. You can place your files and folders, right? So a Mahindra company, a dealer is there. So what is Mahindra and Mahindra? There is an automobile company, right? Mahindra and Mahindra. You think about one company, Mahindra and Mahindra, and they have all over the India, they have a lot of dealers. So dealer number one in Punjab, dealer number two in Assam, dealer number three in Haryana, dealer number four in, let us say, Madhya Pradesh. Like all the dealers will have the data. What kind of data they'll have? Daily sales data. So daily they will get the sales data and how many tractors have been sold, how many tractors have been repaired, and lot of sales data, maintenance data. So they will be able to upload into the server in the evening. So all these files are called, let us say, Excel files. Okay. So end of the day, all the sales data from the different branches, it is going to be added XLX format. Clear? So daily, these people are uploading the data, uploading the files to which server? To the FTP server. What is FTP server? Which is nothing but a Google Drive. So all the data, every day morning the shop opens, dealer shop opens, people are buying tractors and everything, and the data will be loaded here. So our team, one of our student is there in the Tech Mahindra company. What is he doing? He will be downloading all the materials. Clear? He will be downloading all the material. So what is he using? He is using a ETL process. ETL process is doing. So he is using what is called SSIS package. What SSIS package is doing? Inside SSIS package is using FTP task. What task it is he is using? FTP task. So this fellow is going to go here and get the data and download all the files to the local computer. So he is going to be creating one D drive, one say Mahindra sales. So he will create a folder called Mahindra sales. All the files is going to be downloading or receiving. You can say download all the data. Download means what is called receiving. Receive the all files data. Clear? All files data to the local computer every day. So automatically the SSIS package is going to be using what task? FTP task, which is going to be connecting to the server and downloading all the files. So data will be taken from all these files, loading again into creating one more SSIS package. We will have one more SSIS package, take all the data, will be loaded into a database. అర్థమవుతుందా? So step number 1, we are downloading the files to one server. From where? From this place. So from this place to this place we are downloading the files. Again from this place to this place the data will go from one and each and every file. From you have 4 files means 4 times the SSIS package has to run and load the data over there. So what is the FTP task doing? FTP task is going to be going and downloading the data, downloading the files from the FTP server. What is FTP server? Which is a similar to Google Drive. You know Google Drive, you know OneDrive, right? How do you share? I have some data, I have some videos. How do I share lot of data to you? I will give you Google Drive link, right? So Google Drive link, if I give you all the assignments and everything, you will be able to download. So FTP server is just like a Google Drive. Google Drive is from Google company. FTP server, anybody can create this server, and this server you have to make it online. So that means a American or Indian or anybody can access the data from this server. So this is online server where you can place your videos, audios, Excel files, flat files, everything. So if you wanted to download the data or upload the data from this, we are going to be using what? FTP task. FTP task can download and upload. It can also receive the data from the FTP server. It can also put the data from your computer to FTP computer. You can do it reverse order also. అర్థమవుతుందా? Not only sending the data, in the reverse order also you will be able to have the data. Okay, so in the reverse order also the data can download, data can be uploaded. So that is what you got to understand. Clear? FTP task is the server where you will be able to have lot of data files over there. If you have the data files, you can download from the server. If you wanted to upload the data files, you can also upload any kind of a data files, video, audio, flat file, XYZ, anything. That is what is the FTP task. We will do a demos on this, don't worry about it. So the next one is called Hadoop file system task. Okay, let me show you what is the next one. After FTP task, we have a Hadoop. So what is a Hadoop? Hadoop is also one more system. If you wanted to store big data, in the day one I told you, right? I told you Hadoop is also one more bigger system where you can store unlimited data, petabyte of data, zettabyte of data. If you wanted to store large amount of data into the Hadoop system, means you can also use this, right? So normally SSIS package getting the data, right? So you will be getting the data from some source. Forget about the source, some source. Instead of loading the data into data warehouse, you can load the data, right? Instead of loading data into the data warehouse can take only terabyte of data. If you have more than terabytes, that is called petabyte or zettabyte, instead of loading, you can take Hadoop system. Clear? You can take a Hadoop system. Hadoop also can take the data, store the data. You can have a petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, large amount of data. You have a normal bank, you have a Swiss bank. What is a Swiss bank? Swiss bank means large amount of currency you can deposit there. So Hadoop just like a Swiss bank. Okay. Normal bank is called data warehouse. Data warehouse where you can me and open the bank account. Normal banks, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. But Mukesh Ambani, Bill Gates, and bigger people, people who are having millions of dollars or trillions of dollars, they have to open the account in the where Swiss bank, right? So Hadoop, where when you wanted to store large amount of data, we are going to be using one more software called Hadoop. You can have large amount of data. SSIS also gets the data, can load the data from any source to any destination. Remember, SSIS can take the data from any source and can give the data to any destination. Can it give data to Excel to Excel, Excel to SQL Server, anywhere to anywhere? SSIS can do the work. Clear? So I wanted to give my data to Hadoop system. Why Hadoop? Because Hadoop data size always it is in the petabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. When you have this much of a data, normal data warehouse will fail. Okay. Right? So instead of having data warehouse, if you wanted to store unlimited data, we normally use the Hadoop system. So we can have Hadoop, Hive, and Pig. All these things can be done with the help of this Hadoop, Hive, Hadoop, Pig. So these are the going to store the data, and after that you can you can work with the data which is loaded to the Hadoop system. Clear? So why Hadoop means I told you. Terabyte of data means Hadoop data warehouse. Petabyte of data means you need to store the data into the Hadoop system. I told you. If you wanted to go to America, go by a flight. If you wanted to go to Mars or Moon, you have to use the rocket. You cannot say, I will use the aircraft, right? So you will not be able to go by flight if you wanted to go to Moon or Mars. Like that depends upon the usage. You need to choose one thing. The next one is a scripting task. Scripting means I'm talking about a .NET. I told you if you wanted to implement complex code, you have to write a .NET coding only. I don't know .NET. So you need to hire one .NET developer in your team. So you and me cannot write .NET code, right? We are simply learning SSIS and SQL Server. We don't know anything. But if you wanted to implement a complex code, what do you mean by complex? We will understand in the future classes. But if you wanted to write a .NET code means you have to go and write your C#.NET code here. Click on the edit script. So you need to recruit one .NET developer in your team. So that guy can write a lot of Java, a lot of .NET code. This is how you will be able to write the .NET code here, right? So this is the .NET code I'm talking about. Sarena? So this is what you need to understand. So, but you cannot write, even I do not know .NET, I cannot write .NET. Clear? So 99.99999 you don't need .NET. But if at all you need the .NET, you need to recruit a .NET developer also in your team. So that is what is the .NET. So where exactly we are going to be using a .NET, you are going to be discussing later. So no issues now. The next one is sending a mail. So I would like to send a mail to some people after some data has been loaded to the server. So it automatically mail will go saying that so and so data has been loaded to the server. So and so data is failed. So and so data got loaded. So like that, you will be able to send a mail to the server. It is a send a mail task. Clear? So web service and XML, you don't need. Web service means you can get the data from the cloud. Okay. You can also get the load the data from the XML. As of now, you should not be worried about this. XML execute web service. Web service means what? A, you have some data in the cloud platform. Clear? I wanted to get a daily weather report. Now tell me, how do you get daily weather report? To get the weather report, I have to install one weather application in my mobile phone. So using the mobile phone, using that app, I will be able to get the daily weather report from all over the world. So that data I am going to be taking from my mobile phone. My mobile phone will be iPhone or some Android phone. I wanted to use web service task. Using that, I can connect to my mobile phone and I can download the daily weather reports. So all of them can be done with the help of a web service task. We never use it. So don't worry about web service task and XML task. Am I clear? So whatever we discussed, that is more than sufficient for you to start understanding this. Am I clear, guys? So Hadoop had task to process the data using Hadoop ecosystem to process the data using Hadoop peak system. So we are going to be using this, and the scripting task we'll discuss later. As of now, we don't worry about this. Send mail task to send the mail web service. It is used to call the web services, and XML task it is to work with the XML data. So I'll talk about XML not now. I'll be talking about XML in your SQL Server, right? So in your SQL Server classes, I would have spoken about XML. Just watch your videos once again. If not, further classes I'm going to be talking about XML, everything. Clear? So this is what is the newly added SSIS 2016. The Hadoop integration is done, but otherwise you don't have the Hadoop integration before. Clear? So these are the activities that we have done it. Now I wanted to show you a couple of demos. Okay, one or two demos I would like to show you. So I wanted to work with the data flow task. I'm not using. I'm going to be using execute SQL task and show you one demo. So data flow task, we'll do it later. So how do you do with execute SQL task? So we know execute SQL task means that is going to be working with SQL scripts. So I have to go and open SSMS. SSMS means I'm talking about SQL Server, right? This is how Microsoft SQL Server can be opened. Go to start and SSMS. So when you click on this, you will be able to get this and choose SQL Server Management Studio. You will be able to big data, Hadoop, both of them are same. Yes. Big data, Hadoop means Hadoop can store big data. Correct. Big data, Hadoop means yes. So to store the big data, Hadoop is one of the solution. You have a lot of other solutions, but many people will say like, see, surf means in India, actually it is a washing powder, but we'll say surf. Surf means what? Washing powder only. That is the nickname. Hadoop means big data. Big data means Hadoop. But to handle the big data, there are a lot of other things also available. So washing powders, there are a lot of other things also available. But we know in India, if somebody says surf, you will think that that is a washing powder, right? So if somebody says I need a washing powder, instead of that they'll say surf, right? So big data means Hadoop. Hadoop means big data. But to store the big data, not only Hadoop, nowadays we have a lot of cloud systems also available. Google Cloud, Azure Cloud also you can use. They will also implement big data concepts, Hadoop concept, but not actually Hadoop. It is similar to Hadoop only. Now I want to create one database. How to create a database? Create database called company. Go. I will create a new database. So after creating, go and refresh. You will be able to get one company database. And after that, what should I say? Use company. I'm going to be using the company. Okay. I'm going to be using the company and executing. Press F5. Now I'm going to be creating a table. You know how to create a table, right? Create a table, employee. So you will have employee ID integer. That's it, nothing else. And EMP name, or simply I'll say name, e name or some name. Name is varchar, something like this. I'm going to be having some data. Salary is money, something like that. I would like to create one simple table and press execute. So I wanted to read the data. How to read the data? Employee table. I wanted to read the data like this. Now I don't have any data. The table got created. Go and refresh here. When you refresh, you will be able to see one table called employee. I would like to insert into employee values. So employee number 1. Okay, who's employee number 1? In single quotes, give some data called Ram and salary is 10,000. I wanted to insert this. Press F5 or you can simply execute. You will be able to have some data. Number 2. I wanted to have Sita. So the salary is 20,000 rupees or dollars. So like that, I can have one more. Let me have, say, John salary is some 30,000. I can have some data. Now, if you wanted to read the data, you will be able to read the data. If you wanted to delete the data, this is what is the command. If I execute this command, all the data will be deleted. Now you don't have any data. If you execute this command, all the data will be inserted. Like that, now you have the data, right? Now what I do, I am going to be doing execute SQL task. It is used to execute SQL statement. What I do, I go here, go to demo number 1. So in this, I'm going to be dragging and dropping execute SQL task. You need to drag and drop. You wanted to delete the data. That is a task given to you. What is the task given to you? Delete the data from SQL Server table. Table name is employee. Now you need to write a command. So go here, double click on this. Now here you have to give a connection. Where you need to go? Click on this, go to new connection. So where you have to go to click on new, you have to go to server name. Which server name? Server name is a dot. And in which database you have to go to? You have to go to company database. Test connection is succeeded. So you are giving a connection. So localhost dot company. This is the connection you established. Clear? So what is the command you would like to give? Command is delete from EMP table. That is the command. Or you can open this, write the command here, click on OK, click on OK. Now this is the connection. If you wanted to tomorrow modify this, double click on this, you can change the server name, you can change the database name. Clear? So you can also rename this. This is a company, you can say SQL company underscore database connection. You can double click on this. You will be able to get the same name over there. So you're going to be deleting the data. From where? From SSIS, you're going to be executing this and you're going to be, you try to execute. How to execute? Click on this button. So before you go, simply you go and execute whether you have data or not. I have the data, now I will be able to go and I'm going to be deleting using this. Whatever be the reason, I don't want to delete the data from SQL Server, I have to click on start button. So what it is doing? It is executing the package. Package nothing but a program. All these things I don't need. Simply click on the middle button. So it is got executed. If you understand carefully, a progress window got created. Clear? So this will tell me whether everything is successfully created or not. Okay. So I wanted to click on the progress bar. Warning, integration service period has expired already. This package can only be executed debugging mode, blah, blah, but it is done. It is already expired, it seems. That is okay. So delete from table. It is deleting the data. Now let me just go to control flow. Stop this. If you stop, you will get to normal mode. Okay. Na? So you will be able to see execution results now. So this will be progress bar will be converted into execution results. Now we can come back. Now we can go to SQL Server and just check whether you have the data or not. The data got deleted. Have you seen this? Now I wanted to again insert the data. I have inserted the data. Now data is there. Now I wanted to execute this package. How to execute? Click on start button. Now it is got executed. It will create a progress bar. Total time it has taken to complete is 0.00187 milliseconds. Okay. So 1 second equal to 1000 milliseconds. It is taken only 180 milliseconds to complete the process. You can go to control flow. You can stop the execution of the package. Simply stop like that. You can just go back. So progress window will become a execution status. You will be able to simply go and check like this. Now data got deleted. Tomorrow I wanted to copy them. Copy. I wanted to go and instead of giving this you delete, I wanted to give this command. Every time you are keep on inserting the data, keep on inserting the data. Now you can save and start executing, right? So it got created. This time 203 milliseconds it took. Stop this. You can go to control flow. You will be able to see data got inserted now. So you will be able to see data got inserted. Now again, I wanted to execute the package. Go here, click on the start button. So again it got, this time it has taken 180 seconds. Stop the package here also and you can go to control flow. Now you will be able to see same data got executed twice. Like that, you keep on executing, you will be able to execute this command. So the purpose is not having the duplicate data, but I'm simply showing how to work with the execute SQL task, right? So if you wanted to do some activity, you will be able to perform with the execute SQL task. Now this is the purpose of one demo. So how you will be able to work with execute SQL task, I told you, right? So that is one package I have created. Now you can also rename this. How to rename? You can right click on this, rename. You can say insert EMP data. Like that you can insert. And you can also write the comments. Right click on this, add annotation. Right click on the surface, add annotation. So you can say purpose, purpose, delete all data, all EMP data, something like that. And author who created the package, Bhaskar Jogi. When he created, so when means date August 20. Like that, we are going to be writing some comments. Right click on this. You can also say set a text annotation font. You can increase like that. Okay, some things about the package, you will be able to write what it is going to be doing inserting or deleting, whatever it is. It is inserting means you have to say go here and you have to insert data, employee data. So like that, you will be able to write lot of comments, right click on this and add annotation. So if you wanted to delete, right click, you can also delete this. It will go. Clear? So whatever you wanted to do, you will be able to do. You can work with execute SQL task. Am I clear? So this one we will discuss later. The next one is called bulk insert task. What is a bulk insert task? I told you used to import text files and data into SQL Server table. Now you have to have one file. So what kind of a file you need? Let me give you some file, SSIS source data. I have some employee file here. So what is there in it? I have employee ID, employee name, salary, department ID. I have lot of data. Total 24 records are available. This data, I wanted to load it to the SQL Server. So where is the data available? The data is available here. I will be able to give you these files so that you will be able to use them. So don't worry about it. I will give you these files. So I have to go to demo number 2. So how to create a new package? Right click on this new package. Already I have created this. Let me double click on this and close the first one. Click on this. You close the first one. First one we don't need. Second one now I'm going to be using. So drag and drop bulk. I told you what is bulk insert task. It can get the data from a flat file. What is a flat file now? Employee file. All the data you will be loaded from SSIS to, we are going to be loading into SQL Server only. Clear? So we will do one by one. Everything will implement from SQL Server to this one, that to this. Everything we can implement slow. Okay. So before you show SQL Server, we insert and delete it is source SQL or destination SQL. See, whatever I'm doing it for the source end only now because it is training. So I am doing everything in the source data I am inserting. Now I am only deleting from this. Okay. So I am taking one computer and doing. So later you will understand from where you need to delete, frame you need to delete, because normally source level you should not delete, you should not do anything. Always we will be able to do on the destination end because you don't have any permission. Since it is a training program, I can delete source, I can delete destination, anything I can do, whatever I would like to do, I can do it. But in the real time, you will not be able to do in the source level. Am I clear? Arthamainda? So bulk insert task will take the data from where? From flat file. So double click on this. Now go to connection. Where is the file? This is a source and this is a destination. Where is the file? File is, I have to get the file. Where is the file? Existing file. Go to browse button. Go to D drive. Go to SSIS source data. Choose employee. And this file I'm going to be choosing. So after that, give the destination. What is the destination? Destination means I would like to create one more table. So what is the table? One more table I wanted to create. The table should have all these things. So all the columns I need to take it. Copy these columns. I have to have all these columns. Okay, na? So employee ID is there, name is there, salary is there. Then gender, department ID, I need to have 2 more columns. Gender is only one character and department ID, it is integer data. Clear? So I want to create one more table. This table name I'm going to be giving employee new. Okay, or I'll say employee destination. So this is a destination table I wanted to create. So this table got created. Now I'll say select star from employee destination table. So you will be able to get the data from which table? From source file, and you're going to be putting the data here. Now it is also ready. Now you go. Okay, you have given the source connection, destination connection. Where you need to go? Go to new connection and create a new server name is a dot and database name is what? A company. Test connection is succeeded. Click on OK. Click on OK. Destination table, I have just now created employee or employee destination. Employee destination. Now format row delimiter, column delimiter. Column delimiter. If you open the file, what is the separator? This is a comma. So I have to give the comma. So column delimiter only you should change always to comma. Done. Then you go to options. So first row, it is equal to second. Why first row equal to second? Because when you open the file, first row, it is the first row. It is actually column name. Row actually starting from here. So first row equals to second. Clear? You will be able to mention where you can start. So I can start first row. Last row, I need only 2 to 5 rows, or I say 0. 0 means I will be able to get all the data. So, batch size at a time, how many rows you would like to take? At a time, I would like to take 1000 rows, or at a time, if you give 0, so predefined value, some default value will be there. It is going to be picking up those many files. Batch operation is going to be performing. At a time, it is going to be taking some 1000 rows, 2000 rows at a time and inserting the data. So click on OK. So what all I have configured? So employee text, let me say this one, source is employee. You can say employee. This is employee. What is this company? This is what is called rename. Destination is a SQL and company DB. Like that, you can mention your beautiful name so that you can understand. So this is the from where you're able to get the data. So double click on this. So this is where you're going to be dumping the data. When you double click on this, first one you need to go to connection. Source is employee file, and this is the server destination and employee name, comma. Go to options, start the package, start the execution at the second row. First row itself is the second row, 0, 0, that's it. So save this package and click on start button. You will be able to get the data into which table? To the employee destination table. It is loaded. So almost 3 seconds, 219 milliseconds it took. Go to control flow. You can click on this button or you can click on the hyperlink. Click on the hyperlink. You will be going to the normal mode. Go to SQL server. You will be able to see the data. So total how many rows you have? You have 24 rows got executed. Total number of data will be 24. Again you execute the same package. What will happen now? So second time it is taking only lesser time. So now I would like to stop this and go back here. Now you will be able to get 48 rows. Why? Because this time the same data got executed. Now what I do, I will take one more package. I will take one execute package like this. Now I give a link like this. What I do, I go and connect it to the destination database. This is a destination database. I give delete from emp dist. What I am trying to do, I am deleting the data from here, then loading the data. So delete all rows from employee table. So you don't get the duplicate. Otherwise, you will get the duplicate. Then you load the data. So every time you're deleting the data first, then loading, you don't have the duplicated data. Otherwise, you will be able to get every time duplicate data. Now, if you go to SQL Server, you had 48 records because all of them are duplicated. Now, this time onwards, it's deleting the data first. You will be able to always have 24 records only. If you modify anything, for example, first one is Biden, you can modify the data. You can go to employee table. Now it is a Biden. Instead of Biden, I can say Bhaskar Jogi. So the second name is called Modi. Now I will say Avinash. Like that, you can modify the data. So save that data. Now what will happen? So it is going to be deleting the old data. Now you will be able to work with the new data. So it is deleting the old data, again loading the fresh data. Now got loaded. Now you just go back and just check. You will be able to get Bhaskar, Jogi and Avinash. So every time when you modify the data in the source level, the original data will be deleted from the destination and you will be able to load the fresh data from this. Clear? So like that, every time when the company gives you any data, you should not load the data repeatedly, right? You will be able to load the fresh data means sometimes they'll ask you to delete the existing data. Clear? So you can also do, instead of executing both, you can also right click on this. You can disable this. Now you can execute only this. So when you start, you will be able to execute only the bottom one. Now what will happen? Because you are not deleting now, the first button is not working. Now you will be able to get the 48 rows, right? Again you execute, you will be able to get 24 rows extra. Stop this, you will be able to find out now. So total 72 rows. Why? Because you are executing this, right? So like that, you can also stop and you can also enable this. Now you can disable this. Okay, or right click on this, you can simply execute this task. So instead of executing entire package, I can also execute this one. Right click on this, execute this task. So it is going to be deleting the data. Okay, now. So no data is available. Now you will be able to go and this time you can execute whatever you wanted to have it. So or both of them you can execute. You can disable, enable. So whatever you wanted to execute, you should be able to execute and do all the things whatever you would like to do it. Depends upon the requirement. Am I clear, guys? So this is the second activity. Bulk insert task is very faster. It can get the data from where? From the flat file. And it can load the data where? Only to the SQL server. You cannot load the data to the Excel file with the help of a bulk insert task, because bulk insert task fixed for source is flat file, destination is SQL server. Clear? So we will be able to do some more things in tomorrow's class. You have to practice them. Afterwards, you will be able to close this and you can also close the SQL server. I don't want to save this, right? So this is how you will be able to work with the demos. Very simple, and slowly we will discuss some more things. Any questions?